Hi, I'm Dave Dinkle with your next 2-minute tip. Very often I see where an investor will come in and sign a contract with the party that's on title in the property. Now, one of the things that we always ask when we speak to a seller is, what is your marital status? And as you'll notice sometimes on closing statements, it may say John Smith, a divorced man, Lily Smith, a single woman. Or it could say just John Smith, but the issue becomes, is John Smith married? Is he divorced, or has he been single all this time? And it becomes very important when there is a dispute between husband and wife and divorce is pending, and the husband, because he's the only one on title, runs away with it and sells the property, and the wife finds out later on. So you could be contracting without knowing it for half of the house. So when you sit down in front of a seller, ask that question. I did a property myself a few years ago. Sat down with a woman. It wasn't a duplex, but it was 2 houses on the same property. And I said to her, "Are you single, married, or divorced?" And she said, "Well, yeah." I said, "What does that mean?" She said, "Well, I got married, but it was only for 1 weekend, and I kicked him out after that." That's a flag, because you can him out, but you have legally signed a contract of marriage, and you're into the game. Now, here's the interesting part of it. She owned that property before she married him. He was not entitled to a spousal interest in the property. However, as we got to closing, what happened is the closing agent said, "My underwriter will not close it unless he signs a quitclaim deed to claim away his right to the property, his right to 50% of the property." Now, I didn't know it at the time that was the underwriter's opinion. It was not the law. And what the underwriter didn't want to do is have the spouse come back and say, "Hey, I'm entitled to half the property," and bring a lawsuit, and they would have to defend it. So the reality of it is, if your underwriter says to you, "I don't care if she's not on title, if they're divorced, I need to see the divorce decree that dictates that he gets the property or she gets the property." Otherwise, they're going to have that spouse sign a quitclaim deed, or they may not underwrite it. Now, is that the end of the world if they don't give you a clear and marketable title? Yes, because otherwise that spouse is lurking out there that could come back and take half the property from you. So be careful when you sign a contract directly with a seller as to their marital status. Typically, the closing agent will look into that and take care of it, actually look in the public record to see the person is single, married, or divorced. Do not get caught buying half a property. It can become painful. Thanks very much.